Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to another exciting episode of the Colorado Comic Book Kid, coming to you almost live from the Centennial State. You can call me Colorado, you can call me the Kid, just don't call me Mr. Diggles. Some great B-sides and variants to share with you, mainly a lot of variants, a whole bunch of Infinity War, and a few other wonderful pieces of art to share. So thanks for tuning in. Let's jump right into things. First up is Amazing Spider-Man #1, signed by Nick Spencer. 1 per customer, cover price, straight from Midtown Comics, showed up in great condition, packed well, no blunting or damage to the corners. Can't complain. You can see Nick Spencer's signature right there in black Sharpie. It's not the signature Silver Series, but that's okay. Silver Signature Series. Signature Silver Series. How about a shout out to Silver Age Dave? Also included with this is the Certificate of Authenticity. I've got it there in the back. Uniquely numbered. Hopefully Spider-Man doesn't turn into a Nazi anytime soon, but that's up to Nick. We'll see what happens. Next up, we got Cosmic Ghost Rider #2. This is the incentive cover by Gerardo Zaffino. He must be doing something right to be drawing the incentive cover. It's a sweet-looking chair behind Cosmic Ghost Rider. I'm not going to call it a throne because I don't see a crown on him. I do see a helmet on him. Let's not confuse those two things. He does have a sweet-looking flaming chalice. I wonder if that's a flaming Mo. It'd be nice if it was. Cosmic Ghost Rider's got a crown, and Rorschach's got a mask. The only thing cooler than a Rorschach mask is one that actually changes. And here on the lenticular cover of Doomsday Clock #1, first print, you can see that happening. This art is done by Gary Frank. He's the cover artist, I believe. And here you also see the signature by Geoff Johns, also known as Jeff Johns. I prefer Geoff. As I said, this is the first printing of the cover. I was super stoked to see this sitting on the shelf. It was there, reasonably priced, so I went ahead and snagged it. It was the only one in the store. I think this is sharp. The only thing better than a Rorschach mask cover is one that actually changes. So I thought this was not just a clever PR stunt on their part. I thought it was spot on in terms of fitting the character and aligning to the story itself. So well done, DC. Well done. Coming in next, Immortal Hulk #4. This is also the 4th book I'm showing you. No coincidence there. And surprise, surprise, this is a Return of the Fantastic Four cover. So there you have it. 444. Spider-Man, Ghost Rider, Wolverine, and the Hulk. But personally, my favorite, Mole Man, right there in the background. His entire army of mole people, they're coming for us. This is a real threat, let's be honest. It's not just in the comic books. We should all be seriously concerned for the mole people. They are going to come, and when they do, the squirrels are probably our only hope. One thing I'll point out is you see Wolverine on the cover of this issue. If you've read the solicits for future Fantastic Four issues that are coming out, specifically issue #3, I believe, maybe #4, you hear it's a family reunion, and there's some amazing cover art saying everybody who's ever been a member of the Fantastic Four is coming back, and the text supporting that art even mentions Wolverine by name, but I could not find him anywhere in the actual art itself, so I'll be very interested to see if Wolverine's showing up over in the Fantastic Four run. But in the meantime, we've got him here on issue 4 of Immortal Hulk, the cover B Fantastic Four variant. Next up, a nice set of Infinity War covers. First of all, it's understood, it's known, it's a fact. Spoiler alert, cover your ears. Gamora is Requiem. Here we see Requiem done by Frank Martin on the incentive cover. I was able to snag this one for cover price, so I was excited about that, knowing it is an incentive cover, and I think this is one of the cooler looking ones, to be quite honest. The way the sword's electrified and bleeding into everything else, that is fancy. And what did Requiem do with that sword? Well, she touched the one powerful, almost god Thanos. And might have even hurt him a little bit. We'll see. We'll see what Thanos Legacy has to say about that. Here we have the J.G. Jones variant. This is the promotional variant, so we saw this in the solicits. We saw this in the art. You got Captain Marvel. You got Thanos. Looking pretty sharp. They're both reaching out as if to both ensnarl and free something at the same time. So very interesting duality between those two hands there of the characters on the cover here. Good job, J.G. Jones. JGJ. Rounding out the Infinity War series, it's not the premiere variant. It is the same art, though. It's a wonderful work of art done by Kamomi Shirahana. Here we see Requiem looming over the Avengers, the Guardians of the Galaxy, the holders of the Infinity Stones, with her sword. This is a wicked cool, in my opinion. It's almost as if she possesses the sword of Damocles looming over all of them. But we know the Musketeers have that over in their storyline, in their arc, in their universe, so clearly it's not the sword of Damocles. But the way she's keeping them in check with that power is pretty sweet. Second to last, Sword Daughter, Cover B, Issue 1. Great work of art here by Mac Chatter. Reminds me a lot of the American Gods Cover B work that's being done. The American Gods My Ansel work that's being done by David Mack. I think there's some stylistic similarities between the two artists here. So that's kind of cool to see and compare. This is a great story if you haven't been reading it. And I was super excited to be able to pick up this Cover B. Haven't seen many of the Cover Bs for Sword Daughter. So if you do see those out and about on shelves or in long boxes, grab those if you can for cover price. Last but not least, a fan favorite, X-Men Red Issue 4, done by Travis Charest. Here you see Laura Kinney as X-23. She's wearing the classic Wolverine mask, the flowing black locks coming out of it. Charest did a whole series of these headshots. They look really good. They're not necessarily directly related to the story. No harm in that. They may just be his favorite characters. And this one looks great. I wish he'd do a classic Wolverine Logan so that I could have those side by side hanging up. That would be quite the conversation piece. So thank you for tuning in. I have an attitude of gratitude for the subscribes and likes. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave those below. This is your channel. Let me know what you think. Remember, the best hunting is happy hunting. I wish you well. Until next time, Colorado Comic Book Kid, signing off.